Hi, good morning, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming on to today's webinar called Online Registrations Simplified. I absolutely appreciate you guys taking a little bit of time out of your day to come on and learn something about RecDesk. The first thing I want to let you guys know is if you want to submit questions to me directly, things you want me to cover, feel free to click on my name and send them directly. I do have some submissions from other people that I'll be running through today. If I don't get to your specific question, I will email you back the answers. So hopefully I can get to as much as possible today. But the point of this webinar is to serve as the first in a monthly series of educational sessions about different features and functions that RecDesk has to offer. Today, it makes sense. We're going to start on our key feature, which is online registrations. The most common question that I get, whether I'm talking to somebody on the phone or I'm at a trade show, is how easy is your online registration? If they have a system, they feel it's not quite what they're looking for, or if they don't, they're just interested in how the process works, and they don't necessarily have enough time to do a full demo of our entire system. So, without further ado, I'm going to jump in for you. The first thing I'm going to show you is this is the public side, or as we call it, the community portal. This is what your community members will see when they log on to your site. Now, Oak Ridge is the fictitious town that I'm going to be demoing today. So anytime you see the name Oak Ridge, replace it with the name of your town, department, or organization. So you would just go into any browser and you would put in the name of your town.recdesk.com, and a fully customized portal will pop up. And this is where we are going to be doing our registrations. So first things first, your end user is going to have to log in. If they have a login, great. If not, they will need to create one. Reason for this is how we tie individual users to the actual programs that they are registering for. So you see, I already have a username and password. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to click sign in. Now, the first thing it's going to open is a profile page with some relevant information about them, open invoices, and just some simple general information about that individual. We also arrange all of our households or all of our people in households, as you can see here. Now, if I am coming on and I want to register for a program, I am going to click on the programs button, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to search for the program that I'm looking to register for. The program that I'm interested in today is called the Madison After School Program. So I'm going to come up here to program name. I'm going to go ahead and put in the first three letters, hit enter, and it quickly filters to the program I am looking for. Now, I can click on the title and will give me some information as far as what the program is, what it costs, and then how often it happens and where it happens. So if I want to actually register for that program, I would just click right here, the green register now button. It's going to give me some options. First one being, what member of my family do I want to register? So for this example, I'm going to register my son. I am also going to come on here and I'm going to select a fee type. So I am a resident of this town, so I'm going to select the resident fee. I can also create add-on fees, anything you're looking for, and I'm going to select a snack for my son, and I'm also going to buy him a t-shirt. In addition to add-on fees, you can ask custom questions. So this question, what size t-shirt does your son wear or does your child wear, is relevant. So I'm going to select the size, and then I am going to hit save. Now, just like in online shopping, you'll see that there's one item in my basket. So I can go back and I can actually register for more programs, or I can continue to checkout. For the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to keep this very simple. We're going to stick with one registration. This is a waiver. If you guys have a specific waiver that you would like to upload, we can incorporate that into the checkout process. And now you are at the payment screen. So another option we'll give you is you have the ability to either pay now, or if you're department does not accept credit cards, we can actually invoice. Now, invoicing does reserve their spot on the roster, and you can then either call in later with a credit card or you can stop in with cash or check. I'm going to elect to pay with a credit card. And then you just go through and fill out the relevant information. So you're going to choose your credit card type, credit card number, and your code, and you are going to hit submit. And believe it or not, that is all there is to it. So I have successfully registered my son and paid for the Madison After School program. Now, if you want to know where to find this, you would just go back here to the internal part of your software, which we call Director. Very similar to the online portal. You're just going to go ahead and click Log In. And then right here under Recent Registrations, you'll be able to see that my son is now registered for this program. You'll be able to see how exactly he registered, which was online. And you can click on the name of that program and it will show you a roster of everybody who is registered so far. So you see I have 6 people registered for this program. Some people have paid, some people still owe you money. It will actually give you a subtotal up here of all those things, but you can see here is my son registered for your program. Now, another common question I get is that seems pretty easy. We still have to collect paper-based forms. Now, what RecDesk allows all of our customers to do is we can recreate any paper-based form in RecDesk through something called RecDesk Flex Forms. So once I've recreated that form, which is another webinar, but once I have recreated that form, I can actually go into the Forms tab for that program. I can attach a specific form that I would like my end users to complete at the time of checkout. So I'm going to save that. And now I'm going to go execute another online registration, but this time they're going to have to complete what used to be paper-based form that I've integrated. So just like you saw me do the first round, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to select the Madison After School program. I'm going to register for this program. I'm going to select this time myself, so you know it's different. I'm going to select my fee type. I'm going to select a snack, and I'm going to continue. You go to checkout, just like before. Here is where your waiver would be. Now, here is the new screen that I've enabled. Since I've attached a form or a flex form, this screen now pops up. I've also made some fields in this form required, so if somebody tries to skip it, it does actually stop them and say you have to complete your form. So I'm going to click Complete Form, and you can see as indicated by a red asterisk, some of these fields are required, so they will have to go in here and fill these out. These ones are electives, so they don't have to hit those, but you can see this form is collecting a lot of relevant information. Mother's names, father's name, dentist, doctor, emergency contacts, even relevant medical information if this is something that you want to collect. Now, as we scroll down to the bottom, you'll see I also have a liability waiver on here. So you can require your end users to sign it like so, or if you need to collect a unique signature, we also have a signature widget on here where they can sign. This works great on touchscreen devices or your phone. And then if you require certain documents, we have a document upload widget. So I have indicated here that I'd like an insurance form, but you can upload anything as far as immunization forms, photo IDs, pretty much anything you want. And therefore, you'll have it stored internally. Now, if you're using a phone for this, it should be nice and easy. You can take a picture of the document that we're asking for and then upload it directly from your camera roll. Now, once I hit submit, it'll turn green, meaning that I satisfied all the required fields. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And just like you saw me do before, we're just going to make a quick, easy online credit card payment. And this is exactly how it would look for any end user. Just because I'm using fictitious information doesn't mean this isn't how it's going to look. I hit submit and success. I've now registered twice. The first one first registration I did not require a form. The second one did. Now, something that you'll find helpful, we do integrate with all major social medias. So right here at checkout, you'll see a Facebook share button. If I actually click share on that, you'll be able to push out a comment to your Facebook page and mention that you just registered, or just quite frankly, letting people know this is where you go to register. This button will automatically accompany that post and is a clickable link so that they are essentially marketing your programs for you. So let's go back and look at the result of those registrations. So I'm going to circle back to the internal side, and I'm going to look back at recent registrations again. And you'll see now there is my second registration. So if I go ahead and I click on this roster, or this program, I should say, it will link me directly back to the roster, and you'll see that I now have 2 people registered with my name. Now, something new that wasn't here before is this red icon with a little piece of paper. What that indicates is that some people haven't completed their forms. Now, you'll notice right here, my most recent one, I do not have one because I have completed my form. Now, probably the most common question I get asked about these is, so they've filled out their flex form, they've registered, they've paid, how do I access that information? So all you would do, just go around here, click View Edit, and you'll see right under Forms, they are actually stored right on their profile. Now, you can go back, you can print these forms if you want, just by going to the roster and printing all of them. Or if you just want to export these in one of these file types, you can do that as well. It's meant to accommodate anybody who wants to keep offline records or wants to print them and have them carried by a coach or an instructor. So that is a couple options for online registration with and without forms. So the next thing I am going to do is I am going to address a couple of questions that were sent to me in the last week. So the first one I was asked, which is very common, is can we, through online registration, enforce ages? The answer is yes. All you would have to do is go to the internal side. For the most part, the internal side is where you're going to control any restrictions. Go to that program, hit edit, and then a little bit closer to the bottom, you can not only restrict by age, you can restrict by birth date, you can restrict by grade. You can also set your minimum maximum enrollments. You can also restrict by gender. So just come in here, set whatever your criteria is, and you'll be all set. So that is how you enforce age. The next one I've received is, this is a good one. Can we register for multiple weeks or multiple programs at once? Yes. So how you would do this is you're going to want to come back to your programs tab, and you're going to want to find something that usually happens multiple times, like a camp. So I'm going to put in the word camp, and let's say these are a couple different weeks of camp that I want to register for. So you'll see these orange plus buttons right here. We have an option that we wrote in called multi-carding, which means I can actually, instead of selecting just one program at a time, I can actually select 2 or more at a time and then say add to my cart. And then I'm just going to select which member of my profile or which member of my family is actually registering. So I'm going to register my son for these 2, and then I'm going to go ahead and continue. So we would just go through the same process you already saw me do twice, and I would continue and complete the registration process. But you can select as many items to put in your cart all at once, and it will work great for you. The next question I have is, once we have completed online registration, can we then export a custom roster? Yes. So just like you saw me do before, what you're going to want to do is go back to the roster for that actual program. And then under your roster actions button, we're actually going to select export. And now you'll see I have the ability to export a number of different fields. So if you want first name, but not last name, if you don't want home phone, zip codes, just mobile phone you want date of birth, and you don't want work, you can now export this, or you can extract this report, I should say, and it will only report, or will only generate a file with the fields you have chosen. So yeah, you can do custom extracts for any program that you want. Okay, so this one's more of an example. It's, can we delete a registrant if they call in and say we're not available to go to that program anymore? Yeah, no problem. So how you would do that is, this is always a list that you guys can manipulate as time goes on. So if, let's say, for instance, my son can no longer take this or participate in this program, all I would have to do now is go in and I would just edit their registration and I can cancel it. In addition, you can also transfer them to another program if you want, but it's just that easy to go in and cancel the registration. And then he will no longer appear on the roster for that program. As you can see, now it is just me and not him. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I like to keep these very short and snappy. Now, the typical online webinar is only going to last about 20 to 30 minutes. It's meant exactly as that, just a quick peek at the function of the month. I plan on running these every month. Next month, or in January, I am going to be running one on facility management. It was actually included on the email that you received for this. So next month you will have that one, and it will also give you a preview of what I will be running in February. Now, if you saw a couple things on here that you really liked and you'd like to schedule a more detailed, longer demo where I can do something more customized to your department, all you have to do is jump on our website, RecDesk.com, and then right here under schedule a demo, go ahead and click on that and send me some times that you are available, and we will coordinate a time where we can do a online presentation. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to try to get back to you guys with any questions that you submit, anything that I didn't go over today. I'm more than happy to answer those. My contact information was also on the email I sent, so feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email if you just want to chat about the system, ask me if it has different features and functions. And you'll also be able to find this webinar and other videos that we've created on our YouTube channel. You just go to YouTube and search for RecDesk, you'll be able to find us. So again, I definitely appreciate you taking some time out of your day and coming on and looking at my demo. If you, again, have any questions, feel free to give me a call. If not, enjoy the rest of the week and have a good weekend.